And if it were like a technical role, like an IT role or something, a non-consumer facing role, then these mistakes can be overlooked.
So what I would suggest you to do is actually just put in the word into DeepL or into ChatGPT and ask it to just say the word to you.
People like us who don't speak native German should not hesitate to like speak. Or imagine how you can take their experience and fit yourself in their company to achieve their goals and achieve their mission.
Because they usually don't ask, they just judge in their head and then they put down their notes like, how did you calculate your salary expectations? Are they what you really expect? So is 60K enough for you or do you really need 80K?
Hallo,
Okay.
guten Tag.
Hi Aviral, schön, dass du da bist.
Ja, ich freue mich auf das Gespräch.
Sehr schön, ich freue mich auch. Hörst du mich gut? Hören wir uns gut?
Ja, ich höre. Wollen Sie sitzen oder sitzen?
Für mich geht auch duzen klar. Also wir können
Ja.
uns gerne duzen. Another thing, the recruiter has to offer you that.
Okay, so I can ask them about it.
No. So always the one in the higher hierarchy, let's say,
Hmm.
hypothetically, has to offer you the do or the z.
And by default, I should always use Z.
Z. Just to be on the safer side. I
Okay,
mean, if they are, very like startup like and they're like, oh, do is fine in the first interview itself, then they'll offer you the do.
okay, fair enough. Cool.
Okay. Cool, dann lass uns starten. Kannst du dich kurz vorstellen und mir erzählen, was du bisher beruflich gemacht hast?
Sehr gern. Ich bin Aviral. Ich komme aus Indien. Ich lebe seit ein paar Jahren in Berlin. Ich habe über 5 Jahre Erfahrung im Business Development, vor allem im Aufbau neuer äh, Partnerschaften. Mein letzter Arbeitgeber war Revolut und davor war eine Food Tech Startup Ultrabox. Mein Fokus liegt immer darauf, äh, Datenträgen neue Partner zu gewinnen, Prozesseffizienz aufzusetzen und
Mhm.
langfristig Beziehungen aufzubauen.
Mhm. Okay, alles klar, vielen Dank dafür. Und gleich geht's dann zur nächsten Frage. Warum möchtest du dann bei True Story arbeiten?
Ja, ehrlich gesagt, True Story ist eine sehr interessante Firma und äh, meiner Meinung nach, das Stelle ist sehr gut für mich. Was ich spannend finde, ich habe bei Revolut und Culturebox schon gesehen, wie man neue Partner gewinnt,
Mhm.
Prozess aussetzt und mit kreativen Ideen echt Communities aufbaut. Und
Mhm.
ja, deswegen ich denke, ist eine gute Möglichkeit für mich.
Mhm. Und da du jetzt auch dein eigenes Startup erwähnt hast, wollte ich fragen, wie kannst du, wie kannst du das, was du schon gemacht hast und die Stelle jetzt bei True Story dann dir vorstellen? Das, ja.
Ja, das ist eine gute Frage. Bei Culturebox habe ich von null ein Gastro-Konzept mit Partnerin aufgebaut.
Mhm.
Alles selbst verhandelt, Verträge gemacht und die ersten Kunden über Lokal-Kooperation gewonnen. Ich habe gelernt,
Mhm.
wie wichtig es ist, Host und Partner persönlich zu äh, begleiten, Prozess zu halten und mit kreativen Actionen Sicherbarkeit zu schaffen. Äh,
Mhm.
genau diese Hands-on-Mentalität, das Community-Bildung und die Erfahrung im Onboarding würde ich direkt bei True Story einbringen, um neue Hosts schnell und nachhaltig an Bord zu holen.
Mhm. Okay, okay. Ähm, Und kannst du mir auch ein Beispiel nennen, wo du eine neue Partnerschaft oder einen neuen Kanal erfolgreich aufgebaut hast?
Sehr gern. Bei HelloFresh habe ich das erste Mobile Affiliate Programm komplett so aufgebaut. Ich habe passende Partner recherchiert, sie direkt angesprochen, das Onboarding und Tracking aufgesetzt und mit Content und Op zusammengearbeitet. Das Ergebnis war ein neuer Kanal mit besonders niedrigen Acquisition Cost von nur 19 Euro und viele Partner sind langfristig geblieben.
Mhm. Okay, okay. Ähm, und jetzt geht es zu einer Persönlichkeitsfrage. Wie würden deine Kollegen oder Vorgesetzten deine Arbeitsweise beschreiben?
Das ist eine gute Frage. Ehrlich gesagt, meine Kollegin sagt oft, dass ich sehr strukturiert und sehr lösungsorientiert arbeite,
Mhm.
aber trotzdem locker im Umgang bin. Ich nehme mir Ziel und zuzuhören, gehen auf die Sorgen der Partner ein und verliere dabei nie das Ziel aus den Augen. Genau diese Mischung aus Struktur, Empathie und Pragmatismus bringe ich auch bei True Story ein.
Alles klar. Vielen Dank dafür. Und wie würdest du jetzt deine Deutschkenntnisse einschätzen? Ich meine, fühlst du dich dann wohl zwischen Deutsch und Englisch zu wechseln oder genau, wie ist da der Stand?
Ich spreche Deutsch auf, ich glaube, B2 oder C1 Niveau. Fühle mich im Berufsstelle sicher und kann problemlos zwischen Deutsch und Englisch wechseln. Bei Revolut war verantwortlich für Dach-Region. Das bedeutet, dass ich habe mit deutschen Partnern gearbeitet und es ist einfacher E-Mail, weil es ist immer schriftlich. Aber wenn es mal um Komplexthema oder rechtlichen Details geht, kann ich flexibel ins Englisch wechseln, damit alles klar bleibt.
Okay. Und was ist jetzt für dich persönlich im Arbeitsumfeld wichtig?
Ähm, Mir ist wichtig, dass das Team offen und ehrlich miteinander umgeht und jeder Verantwortung übernimmt. Ich mag es, wenn man gemeinsam an Lösungen arbeitet und so wenn meine Arbeit direkt Wachstum beiträgt, wie ich es zum Beispiel bei Revolut und Culture Box erlebt habe.
Okay. Dann habe ich erstmal keine weiteren Fragen. Hast du irgendwelche Fragen an uns?
Ähm, ja, mich würde interessant, wie ihr bei True Story neue Hosts auswählt und worauf ihr beim Onboarding am meisten Wert liegt. Wie genau ist magst du die Priorität, welche Hosts muss man onboard machen?
Okay, and then she will answer
Ja,
blah blah. Okay, cool. I also want to go through two more questions.
okay.
Was sind deine Gehaltsvorstellungen?
Ehrlich gesagt, ich weiß nicht klar, was genau in diese Rolle muss ich machen, aber ich auf meiner Erfahrung und dem Markt für Vergleichsrollen in Deutschland stelle ich mir eine Jahresbruttogehalt von etwa 65.000 Euro bis 70.000 Euro vor. Bin aber offen für eure Vorschläge und das äh, Gesamtpaket. Mir ist wichtig, dass die Rolle und die Entwicklungsmöglichkeiten passen.
Alles klar. Und die nächste Frage war, was wäre dein Startdatum?
Mein Startdatum ist November, erste Woche.
Okay. Okay. That was all the questions we had.
Ja, vielen Dank für das Gespräch und falls noch Fragen offen sind, melde ich mich gerne.
Alles klar. Danke dir. So should we okay, just to like do kind of a recap, right? So
Mhm.
whenever the interview starts, the recruiter has to first of all start, speaking, or she or he is the lead of the interview. So
Mhm.
they are the ones. So the way you say in German, ein Gespräch führen. So they
Mhm.
lead the um, interview.
Mhm.
Then, like you had the question, what do you do if you want to do a sound check? If the recruiter can hear you, simply ask. Just be like, "Hallo, schon guten Tag," and then let them also say something, and then you ask, "Can you hear me? Können Sie
Mhm.
mich hören?" And if it's a du one, then kannst du mich hören? Then about the Siezen and Duzen, um, let the recruiter offer you that, right? Now, why should you let the recruiter offer you that? Is because if you offer it and the recruiter actually is not comfortable with it, but then it's very difficult to just say no, or so they would just end up like saying, yeah, sure, but I don't know if, I mean, I don't know really.
And if they don't offer anything, then the formal version is the default.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, just stick to that. That's to play it safe.
Yeah.
Exactly. Then we spoke about your introduction.
Mm.
So Aufbau Partnerschaften, and the whole answer, that was good. Um, what you need to work on over there is your pronunciations,
Mm.
so that yeah, so that it just sounds more like smoother and
Reibungslos. Mm.
genau, reibungslos,
Reibungslos.
reibungslos,
Yeah.
and yeah, the rest of the answer was okay for that question. So what I would suggest you to do is actually just put in the word into DeepL or into ChatGPT and ask it to just say the word to you. And
Mhm.
then you say the word again, but say it out loud so you can actually hear yourself,
Mhm.
right? Um, then, yeah, there was a point where you said das Stelle. So it
Mm.
is die Stelle.
Die Stelle. Yeah.
Um, and why I'm telling you to focus so much on these things like pronunciation or the articles here, because this is about, this is kind of a sales representative role where you're
Mhm.
going to be speaking to a lot of people and you need to come off as someone who knows his stuff as well.
Mm. And if it were like a technical role, like an IT role or something, a non-consumer facing role, then these mistakes can be overlooked.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. They can be overlooked.
Because I mean, this is for our
Mm-hmm.
audience, and I spoke to a German team lead as well, whose podcast is also on the YouTube channel, and she emphasized that
Mm-hmm.
what is important is that the message is clear and the two people can talk to each other. So even if
Mm-hmm.
the articles are not right, people like us who don't speak native German should not be hesitant to like speak up and talk. in this case, because it's like a partnership role, they have to face the customers. It
Yeah.
matters more. But if it's a back-end role, an IT role, or a
Yeah.
non-customer facing role, these mistakes are fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Exactly. So if it would be the same company, but the role would just be a little like restricted to, let's say, just finding the partners on the internet, then
Mm.
it doesn't really matter, what article you're using. Then you have, yeah, ChatGPT to help you always.
Mm.
But yeah, you're going to be on the phone or on the meetings or on the site doing all these things. So
Yeah.
it matters.
Yeah.
Um, and then you also related the thing, like why you want to work at True Story with your yeah, ex work.
Mm.
That was good. Mm, then the third question was about how do you relate again the same two roles, right?
Mhm.
Um, that was also okay. There was just one thing I would suggest you is Aktion. You wanted to say the action, right? But Aktion in German is like there's a discount.
Yeah.
So avoid using that word. Instead, you can use something else.
Mhm. Okay. But just like for the audience again, what I did well, and I know this because I am
Hmm.
interviews as well in English, is always relate your past experience and help the recruiter see you in their company. So you want to
Hmm.
take your past experience, but not only talk about that in isolation. You need to take that past experience and help the recruiter understand or imagine how you can take that experience and fit yourself in their company to achieve their goals and achieve their mission. Because what often happens is that the recruiters, in this case also, the recruiter is not like an actual company employee, right? So the recruiter doesn't really know what happens in the job per se, but they have a checklist of things to like check off of. And
Hmm.
you know it better because you work in this
Hmm.
mode. And if you don't help the recruiter understand how your past experience can help you do a better job in their company, they wouldn't be able to sometimes understand it by themselves. For example, if I have experience in selling for X company in my previous job and it's a similar role here, I have to actually make the connect for them.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Um, yeah. Moving on to the next one, which was give me an example of, yeah, where you built a partnership or where you had a new canal open up.
Mm.
Yeah, right. So the thing that was a bit, yeah, that would have been better for me is I would have liked to see some extra information from you, that is not already on the CV.
Mm.
So all I heard was like the CV being repeated.
Okay.
So maybe something extra, maybe put more details into it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um,
Like give concrete instances, like what were the actual difficulties, how did you overcome them, and all those things.
mhm.
Okay.
Because you told me the Revolut example.
Mhm.
So you could have actually gone into like detail and been like, how did you get the lead? What did you use to contact them? How was the whole process? So a bit more, not too much into it, but still, yeah.
Mhm.
And then the next question was a personality based question. Um, so to be honest, like when you were answering that, I felt like you were reading it out from
Mhm.
from your
I mean, I think I memorized it, so maybe that's why.
or like that, yeah. But just, I mean, you can also read out the answer, but
Mhm.
I mean, know what you're saying, and I'm sure you knew what you're saying, but like put some more, yeah, some more feelings into it.
Okay. So, I mean, was it like two without modulation, or there were no enough filler words? Like, what was the reason that you thought like it's sort of like memorized?
So the thing was, first of all, it's a personality based question, and you
Mm,
answered it like a robot. You're like ta 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 ta,
mm,
lösungsorientiert and lösung and win-win, and like,
mm,
so put more into it. Like, okay, why are you lösungsorientiert? What happened?
mm. So give like examples, not just say the words, but just give I'm result oriented because I did this in the past, for example.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like the star method everywhere, right?
Mm,
Like, give me examples, make me understand. Because if you only say, yeah, they're saying I'm solution oriented,
mm-hmm.
okay, but why?
Okay, got it. Makes sense.
And then the German part, I literally just asked you what your German level is. I don't think the recruiters will ask you this. Just give me a second. I'm
Yeah.
losing my voice.
Take your time. And just in the meantime, I will just tell everybody who's watching this, this was just a bunch of questions that we had in our booklet, which has all the questions that you can get asked from a recruiter in the first call. So if that's something that interests you, like, share, comment, subscribe, and we can, get in touch with us for that.
Nice. And so, yeah, for the German question, I don't think the recruiter is going to ask you that.
Okay.
You know, it was just a random question.
Mm.
Because they usually don't ask, they just judge in their head and then they put down their notes like,
Yeah.
okay,
Also, it doesn't really matter what is your certification. Even if you get C2, if you can't speak
yeah,
you
it doesn't matter
can't
then.
speak properly, they will not care what is your, level. Because I,
Mm-hmm.
I went to a job fair yesterday and there were many people talking in English and saying, I have B1 certification in this language, in German. Can I get the job? But it's not like university where you have to like have like meet like on paper have like a qualification. You have to actually use it.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you don't have any certification or you just did it by yourself, just speak German.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. And it only keeps getting better if you actually speak it.
Yeah.
If you don't speak it, and you might end up in some embarrassing situations, or like people laughing at you or something, or I don't know, you cannot stand up for yourself maybe, but
Which is
that's how you
fine.
learn.
Like when you start speaking it, it will be embarrassing, of course, but just keep on speaking it.
Yeah, yeah, that's how you learn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the next one, what is important for you in your working environment? So you said something about Verantwortung übernehmen,
Mhm.
um, but who?
I mean, I meant that I want to take more responsibilities and I should be able to have Möglichkeit on for growth,
Mm-hmm.
the company.
Okay, okay, all right. Because
Mhm.
that part was not very clear to me.
Okay.
And then there was just a very tiny mistake. You wanted to say Wachstum, but you said Wachstudium, but
Mhm.
it was a can happen to anyone. Yeah. Sometimes I want to say so eine Flasche, for example, and I say solche eine Flasche, which is,
Mhm. It's okay. It's okay.
and yeah. Then we had questions about if you have questions for the interviewer. So there you also use the terms, is that interesting? Like you wanted to say, is that interesting? So no, that you are interested in this. That was what you wanted to say.
Mhm.
So you can say, mich würde interessieren.
Mhm.
The voice.
Okay. Got
Uh,
it.
and then there was something about priorities as well.
Mhm.
So, welche Host muss man priorisieren?
Mhm. Okay.
Mm, yeah. And then the Gehaltsvorstellung, that was okay. The answer was also perfectly formed, basiert auf meiner Erfahrung and the market thingy as well. 65, 70. Everyone has their own range. I cannot tell you if it's okay for this position. Bin aber offen für Vorschläge. Mhm.
Yeah,
Äh,
flexible to negotiate.
ja. And for you, the deciding factors are Rolle und Entwicklungsmöglichkeiten. That's what you said. Um, here, here, I would just say, für mich sind die Rolle und die Entwicklungsmöglichkeiten die erste Prio.
Okay.
Ja. And then you can also say, über das Gehalt kann man noch reden. Das Gehalt ist verhandelbar.
But you still recommend giving the range if asked in the first interview, like not saying that I want to know more about the role and maybe I will give you a range, like not like this, but like instead of giving the range, what I have done in the past, based on what I've also seen can happen, is just tell them that you're not clear exactly what your role is. So
Mhm.
you would want to give a range in the later journey of the entire job interview. When you meet the hiring manager and when you know exactly what the role is, get more insights, then give a range. It's sort of like to deflect and not give a range.
No, I would still just give a range. Yeah. Because then you're clear on everything from the get go.
And you can't ask for the budget first. Like instead of saying my range is this, you can just say, what is your budget?
You can ask that. Yeah, you can. Yeah. And I mean, actually, people are supposed to tell you
Okay.
what, what actually is the budget for the role because, if you are being expected to tell me your budget, like your expectations for a salary, then it's only fair for you to also have that expectation from me.
But what should be like who should go first? Because here you said that the interviewer is the lead, but for this question, should who should reveal their cards first? Is it the interviewer or the interviewee when it comes to salary? And yeah,
Um, so the way I have worked so far, based on that, I would say the interviewee has to reveal first
Mhm.
what they expect, and then they can ask. They can just be like, "Okay, I expect 70,000 euros a year, and I would also like to know what your budget is."
Mhm.
And then
Yeah,
you can either get the answer, oh, okay, yeah, 70K is within our range or within our budget,
yeah.
or you get the answer, oh, that's way above what we want to pay. And then
Mhm.
why do you even want to know, like, what are they willing to pay unless you really need the job?
Okay, but that's the thing. Like that's what I also fear. Like AI fear. What if I say 60K and their budget was 70 to 80? So do you know that if they are obliged to give you the exact you know range or not? Because say if the actual budget is like 70 to 80,
Mm-hmm.
if the exact range is from 70 to 80,
Mm-hmm.
and I say that 60 is fine for me,
Mm-hmm.
they'll be like, okay, 60 is under the budget. Like they might tell me that 60 is also good.
Mm-hmm. So now here I see the thing that, okay, how did you calculate your salary expectations? Are they what you really expect? So is 60K enough for you, or do you really need 80K? That's also the thing.
Yeah, but it's more about, I mean, of course, people want more money, right? So even if in my head, that even in my head, 60K is good, right?
Mm.
But the actual range can go up till 70 to 80K.
Mm-hmm.
What should we do then? Because if I said that I'm happy with 60K, but they were actually willing to, or in their head, the actual range was still 80K, then I'm leaving 20K on the table. And maybe it's an American way to think about it because that's how it happens over there. But
Mm-hmm.
still, like in Europe or in your experience, how should one navigate this in a way that they're not leaving money on the table? You know?
To be honest, I have so far I have seen nobody like that.
Hmm.
that has said, okay, I want actually less than your budget because usually the budgets are already less.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, if the budget is from 70 to 80K, and
Mm.
I, as an interviewee, has to tell me my expectations, and I say I'm happy with 60K,
Mm-hmm.
then the interviewer come and tell me, oh, actually, we pay more for this role. Will that happen?
I don't know. I don't know. That depends on the person interviewing you. If they're a good person, they might tell you. But if they are just doing their job and they don't really care, they'll be like, okay, he's fine with 60, and you know.
Yeah,
So I don't know, but the probability of this happening is also very very low.
so you're
That
saying like a normal search on the internet about the role, whatever range you get on the internet is more likely the range of the company as well.
I would say whatever range you find on the website of Arbeitsagentur, the Entgelt Atlas, that is more or less the average. Yeah. So.
Arbeitsagentur, for those who don't do not know it, is the employment for agency in Germany, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they put on out the range of the roles, and that's a good source of truth. Like, not even Glassdoor, that is the place where people should go to find their salary expectations in Germany.
Yeah, yeah, that is true because they actually have a lot of data. So they actually have a lot of salary slips from different across different professions.
Yeah.
And the thing with Glassdoor is it's just people like you and I putting vague numbers in there.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, that's the difference. So the data is much more reliable on Arbeitsagentur's website. Maybe
Okay.
you can put it in the video.
The link.
Hmm.
Okay, cool. I'll do that.
Yeah, but that was basically it. So I also wrote the answers somewhere else for you, right? And yeah, overall, I think it was okay.
Okay, fair enough. Leaving the language aside, my strategy of answering questions was okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah. So
The only feedback is that in some questions, like personality questions, I need to elaborate more as to why I am the way I am. It reminds me of that.
yes.
And उसके अलावा you said that in some of the questions you wanted more information, which is not on the CV. So
Yeah.
two main points here is apart from using your previous experience and building on top of that and showing the interviewer as to how you will fit in their um, company, you also
Mhm.
have to expand on your personality as to why you are the way you are, and you also have to expand on some details about your experience which is not in the CV. So like go in detail about how many sales you did or what was the challenge that came in, all the things that you cannot put on the CV. You need to explain that in the interview.
Yeah. And it's kind of late for the personality question thing, but I just thought of something. Um, so you said something about being results oriented,
Hmm.
and here it, yeah, I mean, it can be an example which happened at work, but that was actually concerning your own life as well. So I don't know, it can be a visa issue, for example.
Hmm.
You
Okay.
know, the, probably everyone watching this will be like, oh, okay.
That's a good point because sometimes if somebody is just starting out as a fresh grad, they don't have any work experience.
Hmm.
You can use your personal experience, and you can always gossip about or get angry on the German bureaucracy, because even Germans don't like the German bureaucracy, and that might also help you connect with the or- So
Yeah.
in this case, I could have said that I was struggling with my visa, and I focused, I doubled down on getting the email addresses of all the people responsible, which is not available online. But I used my tools and my headhunter mentality, which was a keyword in the job description, to find those emails out and reach out to them. And as a result, now I have a PR.
Hmm. And then he goes dab.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, that was basically it,
Awesome.
more or less.
Okay. Should we end the recording then? And this is the sort of thing we can do for anybody who subscribes to our services, like have like a mock interview if it's in German with you, if it's in English with me, and help people better their chances of getting into the job market. Okay? Like, share, subscribe. Until next time.